bodyguard. I can be your long lost pal. Well, I can call you Betty, and Betty you can call me. You can call me Al. Call me Al.
This is Call Me Al with Al Iaquinta.
Whoa.
Oh, Aaron, we are back. The Call Me Al show. It's been a minute.
It's been
What
a long
is the
time.
deal, my man?
Listen, I'm just happy to be back with you. There's a lot to talk about. You know, I think people are going to have questions. Where have we been? What are we doing?
Dude, I'm feeling it right now. I'm
Yeah?
like, oh man, it's been over a year and a half, right?
It's been since Thanksgiving 2021.
A year and a half. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, where everybody's here. We are back. We've got an incredible show today. We are going to have real estate mogul Las Vegas's own Jay Griggs owns the biggest Airbnb in Las Vegas right now. Has rented it out to Zuffa, the Ultimate Fighting Championships. They are using it as the Tough House. They're using it as the Slap House. I can't wait to bring him on and talk to him. Later on in the show, we're going to have KO Chris, Slap Fighting Champion. And we're also going to have Damien, the unringable Bell heavyweight competitor in the slap contest. Probably the number one contender in the slap. And he's got his work cut out for him if he wants that title. I don't know. Young guy, 21 years old, smart, going to law school.
Wow.
I was staying at the host hotel with Palace Station for the UFC. And the fighters, the host hotel for the fighters was the same host hotel for the slap guys. And I went into this thing. Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I went into this slap thing and I was like, I don't know. And I might have changed. I don't know, man. This slap thing, there might be something to it.
Yeah.
There might be something to it because, we'll bring on Jason Griggs. I was with Jason most of the weekend. And yeah, it was probably one of the most epic weekends ever. And I've had some epic ones in Las Vegas, and I'm sure Jason Griggs has as well. But we were talking earlier today. We were like, that was an epic one. And it was really the reason we brought back this podcast. So we'll welcome him in now. Jay Griggs, the Long Island legend, moved to Las Vegas. Now the Las Vegas real estate mogul. Jay
Boys,
Griggs,
what is up?
man?
Doing great, bro. Doing great. What a weekend, huh?
Dude,
what
that was
a weekend.
incredible. And it all ended with the slap fighting championships, which they used your Airbnb as the slap house. Now the Tough House where McGregor and Chandler's teams were staying. But how did that whole thing come about? First off, maybe give a very quick. Most of I don't know if everyone was around a year ago. They know you. But quick real estate intro, and then talk about how this house came about and how now it's the Slap House, the Tough House, and the biggest Airbnb in Las Vegas.
So, real quick, I guess I moved to Vegas 13 years ago. And, we grew up together, right, Al? We had a lot of mutual friends growing up. But it's funny because I moved to Vegas when you were on The Ultimate Fighter. It was the same year. So we became friends. You stayed in Vegas a little bit after that. We started hanging. And then I got into real estate and haven't looked back ever since. But to answer your question about the Tough House, dude, I was playing pool, man. And, we built out this huge Airbnb. We call it St. Gabriel. It's a 9,000 square foot mansion. It's absolutely insane. And we had ideas for it to be like the number one Airbnb in Las Vegas. And we built it out. It took us a long time, almost a year. And a buddy of mine, Alex, he works for the UFC. And, this is it.
Check this house out, Aaron. Look at this thing. the biggest Airbnb in Las Vegas right here. The Tough House. This is where McGregor has been, Chandler, their teams competing. But go on, Jay.
Yeah, so, we built this thing out. I'll let this video kind of play through. But you can see it's really unique. It's a humongous house. It's got 2 houses on the property, pool, volleyball court, pickleball court, basketball court. This is the second house. And so I was playing pool one day, and a friend of mine, Alex, who works for the UFC, was like, look, we're not too happy with the current Tough House. We're looking for a different house, a bigger, cooler house. Would you be interested in showing the producers your house? And I crap my pants, first of all. And, this is like, I'm the biggest UFC fan. So it was just so smooth, man. I'm still in shock that this happened. But obviously with the connections with you and Aljo and Merab, that definitely helped. But we signed a contract with them, and our house is now the exclusive Powerslap and Ultimate Fighter house.
Incredible. I'm kind of upset that I wasn't the person to make that happen. I'm thinking now, I'm like, why didn't I make that connection and put these 2 guys together? But I'm glad I was on the Ultimate Fighter. I stayed in the Tough House, and man, what an operation that they had. They had,
oh yeah, insane.
The whole house was booby trapped with cameras. Was it like that now?
Mm-hmm.
So they had cameras in the entire house, and then there was another part of the house was quarantined just for the production. And they would watch. It was like, what is it, like CCTV or like, what is it?
Real
World.
World.
Real World.
Yeah, so they'd watch everything that was going on in the production room, and then there were camera crews, and they would call out. They'd go, "We got action in room 1." So if I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about strategy for a fight, or talking shit about somebody, or if we were like getting drunk, or if something crazy was, anything unique was going on that they might think was good for TV, they'd call into the headset with the cameras. They go, "We got action in room 1," and I'd be sitting there talking, and in come the cameras, and it was just like, how did they know? And after a while, you don't even realize. So it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So the conversation, like when we first started doing it, I was like, I don't really care what you do to the house. I was so excited that this was happening. But when we signed the deal, I didn't know what show was going to be filmed. Obviously, I know what the Ultimate Fighter is, but like the slap thing, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. They kind of gave me like a hint about it. They were like, we're going to film this new show that we've never done before. It's really popular in other countries. And I would say the 3rd or 4th meeting, they told me, they're like, it's going to be this slap show. We've never done anything like it. And it's going to be on TBS. And so, but yeah, what an operation. Like, it is insane how many people have to work on that house in order to get it ready. And so I let them have it. I gave them the keys to the house.
Wow.
And they were so good to work with. If they ever needed any, for 5 months, I didn't see my house. They wouldn't let me inside. If they needed something, they just called, and I sent people over there to fix or help them, whatever they needed. And I saw the house today and one other time for a few minutes, and that was it. They did an unbelievable job.
So do they help
when you're negotiating rent with the UFC, how does that work?
So they partner with Pilgrim Films, which is one of the biggest film production companies in the world. Actually, they do Jersey Shore, and so you're really working with them and the UFC at the same time.
So you're negotiating with them. Do you bring comps? Do you
no?
Do you say this is what I would want? What's that?
No, we didn't do comps. I definitely gave them a very fair price because obviously this opportunity is once in a billion, right?
Yeah.
It was a win-win because, we took it off Airbnb but now it's on TV and I've gotten so many messages and it's like to get your house on TV is just surreal. So and then to have Conor McGregor at your house for days and days at a time, and he's posting about it, and like, I would have done it for free.
Wow. Yeah. I mean the attention you're getting. What's so now it's vacant. Vacant. You said you were there just recently.
Yeah, I went today. They moved everything out. They started to, and there's a lot of stuff, man. Like you just said, with the wires and the cameras and all this stuff. And so it's just their operation is just, it's insane. Like how many people actually have to work together to make one 7-episode season had to happen. And then they got to stock the food in the house and all these extra things. And then the fighting equipment, the sauna, like all these things you would never think of. They're in there. But yeah, so they're out. They're moving out, and they're giving us a chance to put it back on Airbnb, and we're going to rent it. And hopefully they come back next year.
So I've had rentals where you're like, oh, this is the UFC. I'm like, oh, it's a friend or whatever. And you don't do a security deposit. You don't, might not even sign a lease. And then they leave. And you leave, and they leave, and you're like, God damn it. I should have signed the freaking lease. I should have taken a security deposit. How did they leave? How did they leave the place? How was the exit? Was the exit as seamless as the entrance?
Well, the exit hasn't really fully happened yet. They're in the process.
Okay.
That's why I was there today. But I'll say this. They were so professional. I would work with them 100 times over. They were really fun to work with. They really took care of me. They knew I was a big UFC fan. They let me and my family come to all the events. We went to the slap event, which we'll get into. But just a home run experience, once in a lifetime. And I just hope we keep the business train rolling with them, because I think they could do some really cool stuff with the house.
I believe it. Aaron Weinbaum, Al Iaquinta here. The Call Me Al Show. We're with Jay Griggs, real estate mogul.
I can't wait to talk to KO Chris. I got a few questions for him.
So here's the thing. KO Chris, I saw KO Chris. I was at the Palace Station, and I was in the convenience store. I was buying a water, a little parched, at late night the night before, and I hear this guy talking about the slap, right? He was like, oh, the guy, I forget what he was exactly saying, but I was like, this is ludicrous. I gotta talk to this guy. So I said, oh man, how you doing? He was like, oh, you got cauliflower here. You're a fighter. I go, yeah, you're a slap guy, huh? I go, you compete. He goes, yeah, I gotta cut. So he's cutting weight now. He's cutting weight, and he's gonna compete. This was on Thursday. He's competing on Saturday night. And I was like, okay. I said, I have a podcast, and I would love for you to be on the podcast. At the time, I didn't have a podcast. So he reignited the fuel. It's people like this that I want to have on the Call Me Al Show, and I want people to call in. He is a character. This is a guy that came from, I don't know where he came from. Somewhere, I think in Texas, something. And he was so happy to be in Las Vegas, so happy to be there. I believe he fought in the King of the Cage, but I can't wait to talk to him. But I don't know how savvy he is with the cell phone. So I don't know if he's going to be hopping on. He was supposed to be, I told him 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. wherever he is. He's not on yet, but we'll just keep going. You know what I mean? We'll see if he makes it on. Griggs, this was one of the best weekends. I don't think there could be a better Saturday. We started off at the bar at the Virgin, getting ready for Merab Dvalishvili. Nervous. I was nervous. Petr Yan is tough as they come.
Tough, dude. Tough. And I mean, we got to fight this guy. Like, everywhere you turn, we're going against Petr Yan. Aljo. Aljo had to fight him twice. Now Merab's got to fight him, and you got this like something we don't understand with the country and the country rivalry. We don't really have that here, and but keep going.
No, and I was nervous, a little bit nervous, just because I've never seen Merab like. It's just fighting to him usually, and it seemed a little different. Like he was at the weigh-ins, he snapped and he said, he called him a bitch.
Yeah.
And then Petr Yan pushed him. And I was like, man, like it can go two ways. Either this could be a lot of pressure, and Merab took that pressure, and he wasn't not losing. He was going to do anything it took to win. Like that was a possessed person in there. Like he could have done that. I really think he would have done that until he died. There was so much behind that. Like there was no cardio. It wasn't cardio. It was just machine. Just go, go, go. And I almost feel like people don't appreciate that. They don't, unless you're like really in the scene, or if you've been watching fighting for a long time. You must have trained. You had to have trained in some capacity to know what he did in that fight to the number one contender in the weight class, Petr Yan, to be taking him down, getting up, putting punches on him, take him down. He gets up, fake the takedown, up, down, the entire time. 50 takedown attempts, how many he landed, how many Petr Yan got. Petr Yan didn't have a chance to get off.
Nope.
It was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe the pace that he brought. I don't think anyone's ever matched that pace, and Merab is put himself head and shoulders above any contender in that division. It's Aljo and it's Merab, and the two of them are just. Could you imagine Aljamain Sterling, his style, his stand-up unorthodox takedowns, back control, submissions, and then Merab's pace, cardio, tenacity, and they train with each other every day? Yep. And you got to fight those guys? You're talking about them fighting each other? No way. Good luck. They'll take out everyone forever. Aljo eventually is going to go up. And, man, just what a night. We had a couple of drinks, right, Jay Griggs?
Oh, man. So here's what I took out of it. One, Merab is like the best guy ever, right? He's just the nicest person. And it's like, it's amazing that somebody that's so nice and genuine and polite and quiet can turn into a fucking lion. Like, and you're just watching him and you're like, is this the same person? And it's not the same person. Here's what I took out of the fight, that like he did not give Yan one, like it wasn't even close at any iota of the fight in full 25 minutes. There was not. I watched it twice, and he did not. I don't even think he took one clean shot from Yan. There was one body kick maybe that was, but when you're that close and you're really watching it, like you just saw forward pressure for 25 minutes, lifting the leg up, driving him back, doing it same thing over and over and over again. And he just didn't have an answer for it. And then he just kind of cracked, and Merab just took over. It was really awesome to see.
It wasn't. Watching it, even in the fifth round, I still was like, man, this is Petr Yan. He's dangerous. He did fade in the later rounds, but he didn't crack. And I got to give him a lot of credit for that. And even more credit goes to Merab, because that's a guy, Petr Yan, that he's a guy that thrives in the third, fourth, and fifth round. He's a guy that picks it up. He takes the first two rounds easy. And those were the rounds I was like, Merab he's the juggernaut in those beginning rounds, but there's no slowing Merab down. And if there's anyone that might be able to do it, that's done it to everybody else. He's done it, even against Aljo. Aljo had the first rounds, and then, Petr Yan, if he won any rounds, it was the later rounds. Sandhagen, everybody Petr Yan's fought, he's come on in the later rounds, and it wasn't the case. Merab pulled away even more in those later rounds, which was just incredible to see.
Yeah, I was blown away, man, because we watched it together and we were going absolutely insane. But no one really gave Merab a shot because it was. I read every article on Blood, and that's why we were yelling at the reporters and media
Kevin
people.
Iole, right? We were yelling at him after the fight. He was sitting right there. I tagged him. I wonder if he's watching right now. I tagged him in the promo for this show.
I don't know. You're watching your friend fight and you read something bad. And basically what everyone was writing was that Merab was going to get dominated. And there was that one article where writers were saying, hey, Merab was going to do the dominating to the other, to Yan. So we had some fun with the writers there. But I mean, Yan is in a bad spot. I was talking to Sean Shelsby about it, and he's just like, the guy's lost 4 of his last 5, and he's still one of the best fighters in the world, but it's just crazy. But you can't help but think right out that knee, when he kneed Aljo, that changed his whole career. One big mistake. And now look at him.
Isn't it crazy? It's crazy, man. That, but that's what I think Petr Yan's about. Like he's that guy. He's that bully that, that I think Aljo had him flustered. He was upset that Aljo was still in there, that Aljo was still annoying him, even though Aljo was exhausted and the punches might not have had power. They were still landing and they were annoying, and Aljo was coming forward as exhausted as he was. He refused to give in. And Petr Yan was flustered. He was upset about that. And he saw a split second where his brain just wasn't wiring the right way. He threw that knee, and what a pivotal point in someone's career, because now where does he go from here? We're gonna give a little shot at Petr Yan here. He I was standing there with Aljo and Merab, and I was just standing there watching him talk to the two of them talk to Petr Yan, and I was just standing there. I had a kind of, my shirt was a little too tight, I think. And at the time I was lifting heavy. My biceps looked huge. So if I was Petr Yan, I probably would have been a little, a little intimidated. And he looked at me and he goes, "Why are you standing there like that, Al? You're just a realtor." Ooh. I was like, he was like, "You need to relax. You're a realtor." I go, "Bro, I'm relaxed. My biceps are just huge, dude. What do you mean? What are you talking about?" So now, 0-3. If Petr Yan's English gets a little better, we'll give him a job at the Iaquinta real estate brokerage.
Yes.
What do you think, Aaron? Huh?
Oh, yes. 100%. 100%. I don't know what Merab did to him, though. I don't know how he comes back from that, man. That was crazy. That was such, I don't want to mean to, it's not complimentary. It was just such an ugly win. It was just the guy, he just wouldn't get off him. It was amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't even he made it look easy. Fighting is not easy, obviously, but Merab, everyone I watched the fight with, just normal fans, right? They were like, this guy was the underdog. He killed him. He dominated him.
Aaron, let's throw up the number. Let's see if some people have
oh boy, because people have been asking in the comments. So let me get to it.
Let's throw it up. If you got questions for Jay Griggs, if you got questions for Aaron or myself, that number is going to get flashed up there.
Boom.
Give us a call. You can call in. We're still waiting on KO Chris, the slap fighting champion. He said he was going to be on at the top of the hour. It's now 24 minutes past. There's no sign of him.
Well, he's the champ. The champ does what he wants. So
the champ does what he wants. Yeah, I mean, what was that? VB? VB is in the house.
How about that? The
VB is in the house. It's been too long. I was actually on VB's podcast before Merab's fight, and yeah, they were giving Merab the credit. Johnny Jansen saying, "Tell KO Chris." He wants everybody wants KO Chris. I tell you what. So, Aaron,
yes,
we got done with the UFC fight, and
there was a parade leaving.
There was a Merab Dvalishvili. The Georgian parade was out of control. We get outside, and Griggs is like, we're going to the slap. We're going to the slap. I text Shelby. I text Hunter. They said they were going to call Dana and get tickets. They were going to ask Dana if I could get tickets. They pawned me off. They pawned me off to Amber. Amber said, we don't have any tickets left. Griggs was like, we're going to slap. So we walk into the Apex, and I'm like, oh, man, Griggs, I don't know if we're going to get in. He goes, you're Agent Al. We'll just walk in. So yep. I'm like, you're fucking damn right I am. We're walking right in. So it's the 5 of us. It's me, Griggs, his brother, and 2 of the fighters, two of our teammates. We start walking in. We get to, there's a concession stand with souvenirs and apparel. I go right up to the stand and I go, I'll take 3 shirts. Can I get 3 slap shirts? Put one on, and the rest of them get stopped. So it's me and Brian, Jason's brother. We get in. I walk right in, and the first person I'm next to is Amber, the one who told me there were no tickets left. She looks at me and she goes, what the hell are you doing here? She goes, I go, I wasn't missing this for the world.
And
we go right up to Lorenzo Fertitta's in there. I go, Lorenzo, Greg, the guy that owns the slap house is stuck outside. Can you get him in? He goes, absolutely. We're getting him right in. And then we got everybody in. What do we got? No calls?
We do. I got one right now. Are you ready?
Pull him in. Get him in.
All right.
Who do we got?
Hello. You're on the Call Me Out show.
Iaquinta Real Estate.
We got Damion and Damien Dynamite Nelson who's fighting tomorrow Saturday.
What is it?
It's Demo and Damien. We're driving to Foxwoods. Can you hear us?
Demo and Damien.
I got you. Is this BMO Fit?
BMO Fit.
BMO Fit.
And Damien. I'm with Damien in the car. We're driving to Foxwoods. He's going to fight Saturday.
Oh, yes. CFFC?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Damien, my guy, what is the deal? You're on the Call Me Out show. Let's go.
Let's go. What up?
Yeah, man.
What up?
What did you think about the Merab Dvalishvili performance, the show, the machine this weekend?
That was phenomenal. He is the true definition of a machine.
He is.
It really is. The guy doesn't eat. The guy doesn't eat food. He just inject fuel into his system. That's how he operates. It's crazy.
Here we go. Listen, you can't stop him. He doesn't have a heart. He got distance. Spark plugs.
Yeah, he does,
Go
man.
forever.
Absolutely. So, Damien, who do you got this weekend? Talk to the audience. Where are you fighting? What show is it? And who do you got? What's your predictions for the fight?
So I am fighting in Connecticut at Foxwoods Casino. It's Saturday. The doors open at 7. It's with CES Promotion, and my opponent is Nathan Garib. We going for the knockout, man.
Let's go.
That's where it's at. We going for the finish.
Love it. How can we watch?
How do they watch? Right now, I don't have a direct link. It should be streaming live on CES platform, their social media, their Instagram, and they also have a live stream on the platform that I'm not sure of. You'll see the replay on Instagram
on his way to battle. We will be tweeting and posting on Instagram how to watch on Saturday night. Damien, BMO Fit, my guys, Sarah Longo's finest, on their way to battle. It's great talking to you guys.
All right. Peace out.
The big fans are raging out, man. love
Those
that.
guys are the best. BMO Fit made it out to Vegas. First time out to Vegas. He's texting me. His flight is in like his flight was in like 2 hours. He's like, should I go? I go, bro, if you don't go, it's gonna be bad news. You're gonna get lost here for you. Who knows how long and then he just went radio silent. And then the next day I see him at JFK Airport. I go, thank God you got on that plane and you made it.
Well, just think, Al, you weren't gonna come. You were on the fence.
I was on the fence,
you were on the fence.
Yeah, no, it was what a great move to come to see Merab perform like that. I mean, people don't get to see that. And I really hope people appreciate that performance, because he should have got all, but I don't think the UFC appreciates it as much as they should. He should have got bonuses on bonuses, 100,000, 300. I mean,
caller, if you want to take it,
bring him in.
go for it.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Iaquinta Real Estate. How are you?
Where is it? Call me Al?
This is Al. You're calling me.
How are you, Al? How are you
doing good. Who are we talking to?
This is the Action Podcast. Osner, we spoke in the past. Hey, congrats on Merab's performance. It was amazing. Did not expect that, frankly. I didn't know who's going to win, but I did not expect domination. It was fantastic to see. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And I don't care about UFC. I really want you to see you fight, man. At least once again, just to show us what you got. It was fantastic time when you used to fight, and we want you back.
Well, now I'm a host of the Call Me Out show, so I don't know if I have time to fight. I got real estate to sell. Me and Griggs are doing,
we're
national
going into
deals.
We're starting to manage the slap fighters now, too.
Yeah, we're actually.
Well, tell us the story then. How you helped Gian Villante to buy a house?
Ooh, yes.
So Villante was one of the best and one of the worst sales that I had ever had to deal with. The first house, he told me he didn't have to sell in order to buy. He had a condo, and I helped him buy in Long Beach. And then I found out he sold his condo. And I was like, Villante, who'd you sell your condo with? He goes, oh, this guy. I go, Villante, I helped you. I took you on 9,000 appointments. I took you all over Long Beach to find a house. Took forever. And then you sell your condo. It was an easy sell. 1, 2, 3. He sold with another agent, Long Beach agent, very good agent, but not me, And he goes, dude, I didn't know you sold them too. I thought you just buy them. I go, bro, what? He goes, bro, I thought you just sold. I didn't know you sold them. I thought you just buy them. So 3 years later, now he's having a second child. He's looking for a bigger house. It was the pandemic. You have an open house. The open house was down the block, people, masks on. You could only have one person in at a time. The line was down. It was crazy. It was the craziest open house. Did an open house on Saturday, open house on Sunday, accepted offer, contract signed the next day, everything. They did an inspection. They waived the appraisal. At that time, it was the strongest sellers market I think probably has ever been. But now we got to buy a house. So the easy sale now turns into the hardest purchase in the history of purchases. We are in a buyer's frenzy fighting over properties. We're standing online, and Villante is there next to me, and he's like, Alan, this is maybe like the 5th or 6th house we're looking at. We're still towards the beginning. We're putting in offers, getting outbid, 100,000 over asking price. One house in particular in Wantor. He put an offer like 70,000 over asking price and got beat out. And he was like, they had their heart set on this. Wrote a letter to the owners and everything. So now we're online, and he's like, "Al, I'm done." He goes, "I'm done." We got his house is in contract in Long Beach. You know, now he's moving. He wants to move to Levittown. We're waiting online. He goes, "Al, I'm done. I'm done." He goes, "That's it. I'm out." And he starts walking away. Me and his fiance at the time, his wife, Katie, we're like, "John, come get back. Come on. We're almost there. We were online for like an hour. We were almost at the door." He comes back and he goes, "You all you real estate people." He goes, "You're all a bunch of sleaze bags. Look at this guy." He's like, look at this guy with his sleazy ponytail. The guy's standing right in front of us. He's listening to every word. He hears clear as day. He's going, "Look at this guy. You all real estate people are so slimy. Al, you got the slimiest job. Look at this guy. The grease in his hair. He just looks like a slime ball." And he goes to the person in front of him. He goes, "Those people aren't buying. Why are they even waiting on this line? They're not buying this house." And he went down the entire line, forward and back, and just ridiculed every single person. Finally, we get the house. He writes a letter to the seller that he's a teacher. He's going to be a teacher in the school district that he grew up in, and that he wants his kids to follow in his footsteps, go to the same school, play the same team, everything. And they were teachers as well. So I think the offer that he put in might have been a little bit less than the offer highest and best. And they accepted his offer because they vibed with the whole educator teacher thing, and got the offer accepted. We go to the closing. We're sitting at the closing at the Diamond Law Group, sitting there at the attorney's office, and it's myself, his attorney, title closer, buyer's attorney, the buyer, and the buyer's agent. And he just starts making fun of everybody. He's making fun of every single person at the table. And we know Villante, but these other people don't know him. He goes, "Where's all my money going?" He's going, "Why am I paying all my money's gone. I'm selling my house, but he goes, "Al, how much are you taking?" He goes, you agent. He goes, "You agent, you slime ball. How much money are you taking?"
Oh my God.
The other attorney walks down the stairs. He goes, "What are you getting paid $200 to walk down the stairs? What you guys are doing nothing. Like I'm selling." So he was just ridiculing everybody. We were dying laughing. It was such a funny ordeal, but it was a stressful time. It was a juggling act to sell and buy at the same time. But yeah, that's the Villante story. And what a great, now he's got a beautiful house. It was in Levittown, right where we wanted to be. The previous sellers had built it themselves. He was a carpenter, the previous seller, and he did a lot of work himself. And it wasn't a flip. It was really, really well built. Some cubbies for the kids in the rooms, and the closets were all custom. It was really, what a beautiful house. And that was couldn't be happier for the guy, but holy crap, did he make it difficult.
John's a great guy, man.
The best.
Yeah, thanks very much for taking my call, guys. It's very nice, and I'm looking forward to see the new episodes of the show. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
A couple of guys are asking about how do they come in on video, so that's up to you.
Yeah, how can we can get him in?
Oh yeah, we got another call first. How about that? And I'll shoot up the video.
Bring him in.
That's
up to you. Yeah, how can we can get him in? Oh yeah, we got another call
I
first.
see you're listening to us.
Bring him in.
Are you there?
That's up to you.
You guys able to hear me?
Yep.
We got you. Do you have headphones? Because we're hearing a little echo.
Or turn down your computer or whatever it is you're doing. We can hear us.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We good?
We're good. Who do we got?
All right, boys.
You're on the Call Me Al show, Raging Al Realty, Iaquinta Real Estate. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting to bust the chops to the slap fighting guys, but I don't know what happened to those guys.
Yeah, so KO Chris is MIA. KO Chris was supposed to be on at the top of the hour. It's now 40 minutes past. And who are we speaking to right now? Who's this?
This is John Jansen. I just saw KO Chris on the corner of my street hitchhiking, trying to get back to Tennessee.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, the guy's a champion.
The guy is the guy is the slap fighting champion, and he's making fun of him, calling this and that. I got to be honest with you though. He said he was going to be on. I sent him the link. I'm looking at my phone right now. He's MIA.
Well, I think we gotta go. Let's go into
11 a.m.
Oh man, I think we gotta tell people what happened after he won. Can we go into that a little?
So you go for it.
All right.
Give us
So,
we have the video, right?
So
all right. So let's
you gonna play?
Hold on. Let's play.
Which one is it?
What do we got? Here's KO Chris right here. This is he's supposed to be on the show right now. He was supposed to be on at the top of the hour. It's now 41 minutes past.
Kill him.
And this.
Yo, he's got it.
Look at this guy. Hold on.
Oh, shit. He's done.
Oh my
5-0, 5 KOs. Look at him. He's done. Look at him.
Number one, referee calls a stop to the match for the winner by knockout and new Powerslap welterweight champion of the world, Christopher Damien.
All right, so pause it, Aaron.
Okay.
There's something that happened here that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
So me and Al are going absolutely apeshit of what's going on with this slap fighting, because you're watching it on TV. It doesn't do it justice of how awesome, fun, funny, out of control this thing is. Okay. So KO Chris knocks him out, knocks the guy out. He then points in our direction that we're sitting, and he points at a fan. And he screams out to the fan, "You owe me $500 fucking dollars." Okay. So I'm looking, me and Al are looking at each other, and all of a sudden, this professional athlete stands up and he goes, "You owe me $500, you tall motherfucker," in front of everybody. Okay. Now, that tall motherfucker, it was Taylor Lewan. I don't know if you know who Taylor Lewan is, but Taylor Lewan is in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. Offensive lineman, baby.
Yep. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. So you have this slap guy screaming at a 6'8" offensive lineman in the NFL. And so Taylor, man of his word, I guess they bet on it, right, Al? Because he walked right up to the stage and gave his $500. So I don't know what the bet was, but that was funny.
See, this is why.
Taylor Lewan, they say, is one of the coolest dudes. And he also gives like some of the most money to charity out of any offensive player in all of football.
You know, I got to meet him, and I would agree with that. He was super cool. We took a picture with him. He's got a big platform with the Bussin' with the Boys stuff. But yeah, I mean, they brought out Al. There was at least 20 A-list celebrities at this event, right? There was a lot of celebrities at this thing.
Oh, we snuck in. We ran past security. Somehow we got in. If we were, you know what I mean, we could. I was blown away by our performance in getting into that event. We were not being stopped. I was not going to be stopped. What was that?
What are these guys getting paid for their appearances in the slap boxing? What are we doing here?
Well, that's what we wanted to talk to KO Chris about. I think the biggest winner made 40,000 and change, like 45,000, 50,000 maybe. So I mean, we're gonna have Damien Dibble, the unringable bell, on here shortly. He's gonna come in, and we're gonna get we're gonna get a little bit more info. I have so many questions about this this slap league. Last Sigil, he's commenting, Power Slap is the stupidest thing. Throw up the number. Let's get him calling in. If he wants to call in, I'd love to hear why he thinks it's the stupidest thing. Aaron, you want to throw that number up for him?
Well,
Let's see.
Take both callers at the same time, but I will.
Oh yeah, throw whoever we got. Bring him in. Bring him in.
Well,
Hopefully it's the last. Hopefully it's the last.
Can you ask somebody how you train for this?
Yeah, that's.
We're gonna bring it. This was all gonna be KO Chris's segment, but now it's gonna be the unringable bell coming on here shortly. We got about 10 minutes till the unringable bell comes on, and we're gonna be asking all things slap. We're gonna get to the bottom of this slap thing, and people are hating on it. Last Sigil says Power Slap is the stupidest thing, and to be honest with you, I was on board with him at first, right? Griggs, you too?
Yeah.
But after being
you
there,
can't knock it until you try it.
The event was incredible. There was the people in the crowd. It was every freaking influencer that was there. I mean, maybe we just feel cool because we were there. You know, if we weren't there, we'd be like, "Oh, that's stupid." But being there was incredible. It was what an event, what a unique experience.
What is the crowd reaction when the guy goes out cold?
All right, so it's like when you go to a fight, the UFC fight, the whole purpose of a lot of the people who go, they want to see a knockout, right? And with this, you're just getting knockout after knockout, knockdown, knockout. It's insane. It's just the knockout portion of the UFC fight, just condensed into 30-second knockdowns. And yeah, people were going nuts, and there wasn't that many people there. I would say maybe 300 people in the arena. But if you got like maybe 10,000 people and they're doing this, I'm sure they're going to keep blowing it up. You're gonna find it fun.
Any amount of people. How many guys are wearing cut-off Harley Davidson T-shirts with beards down to their tits?
Right, Al, you gotta give these guys some credit. They got some guts, right? For taking some of these slaps, man.
So I mean, you're going out there. You're in front of everybody, and you're gonna stand there with your hands behind your back in front of Hasbullah, in front of
the Nelk boys,
the Nelk boys, in front of
away. I don't care
who's the other guy with the beard? What's his name? The
Dan
poker player.
Bilzerian.
Dan Bilzerian, in front of Dana White, Hunter Campbell, Lorenzo Fertitta, Mike Tyson. You're in front of all these people, and you're just going to stand there and take a slap in the face. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, full force to the face. And you can't flint. You can't even move. You got to stand there and take it. Incredible.
And they
incredible.
Have like
John Boy.
Their other hand.
What was that?
Can't you like grip something with your left hand too, so you have that momentum? You can hold on it or no?
No,
you know, we're gonna ask about that. I don't think so. I don't think you can hold on to anything.
But Al, we did watch one of the slappers, right? He, as the slap was coming, he was moving his cheek with the slap. We remember we did a little slow-mo on the phone, so that was like a little technique they were doing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You have to move. You can move with it. I think as it's hitting you, you can move with it, but you can't move before.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get a broken jaw. You can move with it. Momentum. It's gravity.
John Boy, it's been a pleasure, my man. We'll talk soon. Next time.
All right, boys. Be good.
Until the next time, my man. 516-308-6714, the Call Me Al Show. I'm Alan. You can call me, Aaron, and Jay Griggs. We're going to be joined shortly by Damien, the unringable Bell to Bell. And this, let's throw up a little video of Damien the Bell. Let's show this guy. Look at this chin this guy's got. Hold on.
He was
Let's
an
look at this.
assistant coach on the
Recover.
show, and that's
So
one
he
of the things
gets
they
this
really
guy.
focus on, keeping those heels
Look at
on the
this.
ground.
Watch.
Round 2 for Crespo.
Dwayne Crespo.
1.
Oh my God! And this was. Hold on, we got to see that again.
Again, he was an assistant coach on the show, and that's one of the things they really focus on, keeping those heels on
Right
the
hand
ground.
on 2, so he gets 1, 2 wind-ups, right?
Round 2 for Crespo.
Look at the guys in the back. Forrest Griffin waiting to catch him. Poor Forrest. He's what it's come to. Look at that.
I have a few questions here, Al.
Go for
First, how it's got to hurt the person's hand too, right? That's slapping.
Yes.
Like that's gotta come into that. That's one of my first questions. Like, how much does that hurt? Like, are you going 110 miles an hour, or are we going like conservative 85 because you need some power for the next one? Like, are you blowing the whole wad on the first slap?
Yeah, I think you're going all out on the first slap because, look, it can only take one. If you slap him and he survives, he doesn't go down, then he gets to go at you. And that could be good night, Irene. You know what I mean? So you got to put it all into that first slap. Whoever wins the coin toss, it's almost like an unfair advantage. Whoever wins the coin toss, if they've got, I mean, KO Chris, very upset that KO Chris didn't make it on the air. But to be honest with you, I kind of saw that coming. To be honest,
So he's a big dog now. Al.
You asked that question, how they train. I mean, do they like slap trees, or like, with barbed wire, just
they take
hit
it.
the thing?
They take it seriously, man. Like they practice, I guess.
Yeah,
they practice. They're professional in this little sport here that they're doing. The only thing that I don't like about this is the coin flip. So here's my suggestion. I've thought about this because this is how it works. There's a coin flip. They got to weigh in, and then there's a coin flip. And whoever wins gets to pick if they want to slap first or second. Now, I watched the whole season. Not one person who won the coin toss obviously picked second. But, so when you get slapped, you have 10 seconds to recover, just like in boxing, right? But the person who wins the coin toss has such an advantage. They get to go first. And the second person, if you get knocked out or you get dazed past 10 seconds, then you're done. So I think on the first round, so if me and Al are slapping each other and I win the toss and I go first and I smack him, he should get a minute to recover. Only in the first round.
Wow.
More fair playing field. He can get a chance to go.
Yeah.
Well, so here's my thing. I'm with you on that, but I'm also on the train of thought that these guys are like modern day gladiators. In the arena, it was thumbs up and it was thumbs down. You got to survive. We're there for. I mean, this is not sport. This is spectacle. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that. Do we really want to make this fair? I don't think we want to make it fair. We're not here. This is not a fair game. Nobody in that arena was there for fairness. These people, this was not fair. Wow. They were there to entertain, and entertain they did. Because everybody in that arena was watching these guys put on a show, doing things that nobody's signing up to do. No one's signing up to do this. This is a different breed of people. Yep. And I think if you ask them if they want a minute to recover, do we change the rules to make it fair? They're going, no. I'm manifesting, as KO Chris said, I'm manifesting that coin flip, and I'm manifesting the first round KO. 5-0, 5 KOs. The guy can't figure out how to work his cell phone, but you don't want him slapping you. I'll tell you that's for sure.
We had one quick question from BB, and I think it's a valid question. Would you power slap Kevin Lee? Okay.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Would I listen?
You kind of did.
100%. He's been same Al power slapped.
Oh,
and I don't see it going any different for the rest of time. So sure, get us in there, line us up. I just hope I win the coin toss, and that's it. It's one and done. One and done. Man, I don't know.
First round slap.
I don't like the coin toss. There's got to be another way.
But what is? I mean, how can there? It's like, listen, you lose the coin toss. It's like I gotta figure this out. Yeah. I better have done my jaw exercise. Like what I mean, we're gonna have the bell on. The unringable bell is coming on soon. Is he in?
Yep, he's in.
He's in. Let's bring him in. We got questions, guys.
We got so many questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen a head rattle so hard and not be phased. I thought he was going down, and time after time, he shook it off and laughed in his opponent's face. This was some of the most unbelievable fortitude I've seen. Damien, the unringable bell, the bell. What an appropriate nickname. Damien, the bell. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. You know, y'all really talked me up, but, you know, I'm doing all right. You know, I'm just a normal dude, man. Y'all got to talk me up like that.
And that's kind of what intrigues me and everybody else that was watching about you. I heard the announcers talking. You're young. You're like 21 years old. How did you get into this?
I've been doing this for a while now. I started at Slap Fighting Championships, you know, back in the amateur leagues right now. And I just thought it'd be fun. I saw some videos. My wife convinced me to actually go and pursue it because I've been talking about it so much. And from there, it's just been history, really, just competing and training for it.
So I've seen that your wife is your biggest supporter.
Yep.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, easily.
She's behind you 100%.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And now, you said you've been doing this for a while. What's the training like? When did you start training? Did you compete before the training started? Did you just hop in there? It seems like this sport is in infancy. It's just getting started. You're kind of paving the way.
They've actually Slap Fighting Championships hasn't been competing for 5+ years now.
Wow.
So they've got some reps in, and I didn't start training till like 2 weeks before my first fight because it was like short notice. Like, hey, can I do this? Like, yeah, we actually have an event coming up right now. Like, we'll get you in there. I was like, all right, bet. Like, so I trained a little bit for that, but that one I kind of showed out. It was just I was meant for the sport, I guess, and then from there it's been kind of a mixture of boxing training and specifically slap fight training.
It definitely seems like you have a natural aptitude to take it, because I mean, let's watch this. Let's see what we got here. Hold on one second. Let's pull this up because
he was an assistant coach on the show, and that's one of the things I really focus on, keeping those heels on the ground.
Measure.
Round 2 for Crespo.
One.
Oh man.
There's the head nod. Dude.
Walked off.
So what is the technique behind that? Because I thought you were going down. I saw your head, especially in the arena, and that slap, it echoed throughout the entire place. What's the technique behind it? What goes into something like that? Surviving that?
A lot of dudes have specific techniques and things they do. I don't see any point in that. I just kind of go up there and take the hit. Like, that's just what I do. Like, I don't have any specific techniques. Sorry, there's no secret training method or anything. You either have a chin or you don't, really.
Yeah.
What about like keeping your eyes open versus, because I saw some guys closing their eyes and then some were keeping their eyes open. Is there any difference in that?
I guess there's more of a mindset thing. Like, if you're staring at your opponent while you're getting slapped, that'll mess with them a little bit. But I try to keep my eyes open right up until I get slapped, just so I know when it's coming and when to tense up, and then I just close my eyes out of habit to like fully tense up and eat the hit.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're on the Call Me Al show with Aaron Weinbaum, Jason Griggs, and Damien Dibble. We're going to pull up a clip right here. This is the finishing shot. Damien, the unringable bell. The bell was not getting rung, and then he came back, rung the bell himself. Here we go. Look at this.
Wow.
Hold on, let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. 1. Oh, my God. Look at this.
Ouch.
So I'm gonna ask another question here because that all right. So that slap it was more like in the middle of the face, but I saw like the knockouts that we saw out they were like at the bottom of the chin. Is there a specific place that you are aiming when you're doing this?
I try to aim for the chin, but like if you slow it down a little bit, he kind of like goes into it a little bit, so it kind of shifted it up. And I have really big hands, so like it's already covering half his head. so it's kind of an issue right there. But yeah, I try to aim for that chin every time, but it's kind of hard to avoid hitting him directly in the middle of his face. Like that's just where most of my hand is going to end up.
Wow.
Speaking of that, in the main event, Darius Destroyer took on the Wolverine. And Darius Destroyer, he hit the Wolverine with the good one, but the Wolverine took it. And then the Wolverine put his hand up to Darius Destroyer to measure. And his hand, that thing looked like it was twice the guy's face. I said, this is over right now. And sure enough, Wolverine winds one up and just puts the Destroyer down. Oh, my God. So, I mean, this is your weight class, huh?
Yeah, that's my weight class. And honestly, it was crazy seeing Darius get knocked out like that. Like, he's never even been knocked down. They've gone like 27 rounds before. So no one was really expecting a knockout during that match. They were expecting it to go to decision. But to see that, it was insane.
When I saw his hand measured up to, I said, this is over. And there was, so have you competed against either one of these guys?
No, I have not. So I'm curious how that match is going to go for me.
With the Wolverine.
Yep.
So what is the technique to beat the Wolverine?
Technique is
I'm with you, bro.
To win the coin toss, really, because
you got to win the coin toss, and you got to.
My best chance is to knock him out before he gets like. Because if I lose the coin toss, I'm very, very, very scared about that fight.
Yeah, I'm. Are you scared of? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah.
He knocked out Darius, and Darius has eaten his shots a lot before, and that increase in power is insane.
Yeah.
It was
Ali
like
Mizgani is commenting on the side here. He's asking if you have any. What other things do you do besides the slap? Do you train MMA? What do you like to do? Are you in law school?
I'm currently finishing my bachelor's degree in legal studies at UCF.
Wow.
I'm trying to save up money to get a house and then pay for law school in the future. But
smart man, Al.
That's a long journey, so it's just hard work and dedication, really. And I do.
My sister went to UCF and is now an attorney was with the Queens DA, now working a little private practice. That's
cool.
Wow, look at that. Crazy, man. Crazy. But yeah. I mean, living in the tough house now, Jason Griggs, I don't know if you were on in the beginning. Jason here, he owns the house that you were in. What was it like living in the house? Because I came up in the UFC through the Ultimate Fighter. I lived in the house. It wasn't the same house at the time, but what an experience it was to no cell phones. I don't know if you guys had no cell phones, no books, no anything, but a bunch of alcohol, and the cameras were on you 24/7. What was it like living in the house?
Funny enough, I didn't turn 21 till a month after the show, so I wasn't allowed to be in the house. I was actually 20 years old on the show, so I wasn't allowed to stay in the house. I was put up in a hotel and traveled to the house to do filming and stuff like that.
Right, Al. Not all of them got to sleep in the house. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but the house, it was nice. It was nice, but I could not do that. No, 3 weeks in there with a bunch of dudes just drinking and nothing else to do. Nah, I'd get too bored.
Denise Fowler, real estate agent to the stars, Long Island's finest in the house. Got a shout out to Denise Fowler. So you were in the house during the day for filming, and then you had to go home to sleep.
Yeah, so like we get the option to visit the house and stuff like that, but we weren't allowed to like stay there, and we had to make sure to let them know when we were coming by the house, or make sure we're allowed in the house even.
Were you at a hotel or a separate?
Yeah, they put us up in a separate hotel.
Palace Station?
No. I forget the name of it, but it wasn't Palace Station. It was just,
you had your cell phone, you had books to read and everything.
Yeah, they trusted us not to say anything, as a coach and stuff. Like they're like, hey, and plus, it's a thing where you say anything, we might sue you. Like, so they just left us to our devices when it came to just hanging out outside of shooting.
There might be an advantage.
You got off. This guy got off easy, man. I was in the house for 13 weeks. I was stuck in that house. No cell phone.
What?
No books. We couldn't read. Was it the same thing for the guys that were in the house? Did they have no cell phone, no books to read? They wanted drama.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same for you.
You got off scot-free, man.
Yeah.
Look at you. And so you weren't. Now you gotta excuse me because I kind of got into this a little later in the game. I to be honest with you, I wasn't on board until I got to Vegas and I was in the host hotel and I saw everybody, all you guys there, and I forgot what I was even going with that, but but what Griggs, what do you got for him?
I'm gonna bring up the coin toss. I love this sport, right? But I just don't feel like the coin toss is fair. We debated this, but my suggestion was that if you lose the coin toss on the first round, so if we're slapping each other and I go first and I slap you, you should get a minute to recover and not 10 seconds. Just so that we could see the slap back the other way.
See, I respect that idea, but to me, it's a battle of toughness. You have to have a chin to compete. So if you're getting knocked out in the first round, that's the name of the game. You're supposed to be able to eat those hits. Like, if you want to make it in the sport, you got to be able to eat those hits, or else.
So, I feel when we watched every slap, right? And there were a couple, I guess, bouts where it was very close. Like it went 8, 9, 10, and the ref had to make a tough decision to let it go or to let him stay. But I feel like if they gave just that first round longer time, the matches would go longer. Am I is this like a common thing that people are saying, or am I out of my mind?
No, they're playing it by the boxer rules just for safety reasons. Like I think they should get a full minute to recover on a knockdown as long as they're not completely out. But they have our safety as a paramount, and so they're just trying to play it safe and give us that 10 seconds. Same with boxer rules.
So I remembered now where I was going with that before. I got into it a little late in the game. I was there for the finale, but had missed most of the season. You were on the preliminary card. What happened throughout the season? Why how did you end up in the position that you were in the finale?
I was an assistant coach, and they were just really I was right below the coaches, like so they were going to fight for the title. They needed a match for me, so they decided to have it so that whoever won in the house was the one that got to fight me to get a title shot. So basically, they were competing to go against me to go for the title shot. I was basically like the cutoff for the title shot.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And what moving forward? What do you have your eyes on?
Probably the heavyweight belt. That's just going to be my goal for right now. If I win the next match, perfect. I'll defend it. If I lose, then go back, train harder, and then just try to get back into it.
So how do you train?
Yeah.
To improve your chin.
I don't really do any specific training to improve my chin. It's just like I do my normal workouts. Shoulders, arms, just normal stuff. I don't do anything special to train my chin.
You know what I'm thinking about, Al? Real quick. Remember when Dillashaw fought Cody, right? And Cody cracked him in the first round, and he almost went out. But then Dillashaw talked about how he like specifically trains his chin by like overexertion and running and swimming and all this stuff.
And EPO.
Right, and that too. But I'm curious of like the science behind it of like what is it just like some people have and some people don't? Or is there like a science behind like this person can just take a harder slab than the next person?
I think it's based on neck force, yeah.
Oh, neck force, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think 100% the strength in your neck and your jaw. There's definitely a natural aptitude to taking a shot. Some guys you just see they got a head, they got a block head, a head that's it looks like it looks like it hurts to hit some guys. I also think the eyes. I think the eyes are important. If you see it coming, I mean, it's coming, but like the tension. There's got to be something. And I think we're like in the infancy of this thing. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot. Oh, my headphones just powered off. But I think there's a lot. That's going to come out about like the science behind this stuff, and seeing it coming, the way you tense or don't tense. It's interesting. We got the number up here: 516-308-6714. You can call in and you can ask the bell. We got a bunch of questions. We got a bunch of people asking questions. Call in and we got Damien, the unringable bell. Call in and
I think we have some international people on the YouTube that may not be able to call. Do you want me to throw up the StreamYard link if they want to come in?
Yeah. See if they can come in. We'll throw up the link and they can come in. The link is up. If you guys want to click on the link, you can come in and talk to one of the rising prospects in Slap. So what do you like to do outside of Slap? You're down in Florida. Were you born and raised in Florida, or?
I actually grew up in Southern California. My dad was a Marine, so we stayed near the military base down there in Camp Pendleton.
Does he watch you?
Yeah,
he watches you.
Oh yeah,
and he's behind you as well.
Yeah, my time.
So you got a support system pushing you through this thing, huh?
Oh yeah, my entire family's excited. All my friends, coworkers, everyone's excited to see me compete and do stuff like this.
How long do you think you want to do this?
Until I could afford law school, I guess.
Okay, so this is your propeller into law school, and this is what you want to do to fund law school.
Yeah, either that or get into real estate or something. Just until I figure out something else I want to do and like pursue full time. Like this is just what I want to stick with. Plus, it's a great sport. I love it. So I'm not really in any rush to leave.
Beautiful, man. Jason Griggs, the real estate tycoon right here, can give you any any help as far as getting into real estate? What makes you interested in real estate?
I just want to be able to provide people in my area with like affordable rent because there's a lot of apartment complexes and areas in my community that just spike rent up beyond like anything reasonable for no reason. And I just want to be able to give some people back, affordable rent that they can actually pay off and have extra money at the end of the day.
That's a great point, man. I mean, so Al and I do real estate. We do it in different areas, but I mean, the best part about doing real estate for me is moving people to Vegas. You're setting them up, you set them up for success. There's kind of a negative stigma, Al, right, about real estate. Everyone thinks that they're just money hungry people, but
yeah,
you could really. And for me now, I'm helping a lot of people make money. I'm teaching my clients and my friends. I came here for 2 hours the other day, and we're discussing how we can make money doing this business. That's the best part of it.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I definitely love any advice on just getting into it. Like, that's been my biggest thing because my coworkers always complain about how they rent spike like $500 out of nowhere. Just it's got crazy down in Florida.
We have a video chat person. I don't know what else to call it. Shall I bring him in?
Bring him in.
Alex.
Am I in?
Alex. He's in.
Dude, oh my gosh. So, all right, let me first say thank you for having me on. I'm glad you guys are back. And I think it's a shame that you don't have more viewers. So I'm glad to be here supporting and on your show.
Let's go.
We're going to get him back.
Well, geez, way to kill the vibe. Jesus Christ! Or should we just end the show now? Jeez,
that was a good interview, guys.
We appreciate everybody in here. Oh, Dibble, my man, it was a pleasure having you.
Oh, no,
it was a pleasure having you. I thought he was out.
You got him bailing now too, Alex.
Alex, what do we got, Alex? You got a question for the bell?
Yeah, well, all right. So, I'm trying to liven up the chat, right? I'm trying to spice the chat a little bit. We're talking about slap fighting, right? I watched the show. Amazing performance, dude. Not many people will step in there and do what you do. So you guys were talking about the slap fighting rules, right? And yeah, I think the coin flip stuff, we talked a lot about that. But Al, you had a spicy take. Said it's a spectacle, not a sport. And I think Powerslap, if it follows the Zuffa, UFC, MMA way, the more viewership, the more money the sport makes. Why wouldn't it be on a track to become a more legitimate sport where rules are more important and the coin flip is more of a debate?
Well, I don't know if maybe I got a little, I said it, I didn't say it as clear as I meant it. I think the people that were in the audience at this event were not there for sport. They were there for spectacle, and spectacle it was. Everyone was learning the rules as it was going. I was there, and Jason was there, and we saw some wildness. We didn't really know what we were looking at. I think as maybe this thing keeps going, more of the sport aspect will get brought into it. But I saw spectacle for sure.
Well, I think so. As a fan, right? I watched it. I watched the whole season on TV, and I would say it's nothing like it live. It live was out of control. And I've been to hundreds of sporting events, hundreds of fights. That hour and a half was just bonkers. It's hard to put into words. I was explaining to my wife she's like, was it fun? And I said, it was more than fun. It was out of control fun. We were laughing, we were screaming, we were yelling. And you just like watching these guys, they're huge, they're monsters, and they're just throwing all this force, power, and just trying to knock out the other person. And we saw a lot of knockouts, and that was cool.
Yeah, the show definitely doesn't do the fights justice.
No.
Seeing it live is a whole different thing. Like it's amazing to see live.
I wonder what it would be like that was in the Apex, you know what I mean? In a big arena with a crowd full of people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Someone gets freaking slapped, and then they're on ice skates. They have to get up, hold on, and survive to get their own in. It's intense, man. It's intense.
So you could see even in the production for this event, right? This was their first one, and they're trying to really, be buttoned up here. But you could see all the athletes like they're bouncing around. They don't know when to get in the box. They're kind of, it was pretty wild. What is it like in like the more, because when I've seen like the kind of more amateur fights or the stuff that you see pop up on YouTube, you see a lot of the highlights. You don't see a lot of the stuff that they showed you within this first Powerslap event. What is it like there? What's the vibe like? How does it differ?
Honestly, it depends on the event because they've started doing live events now, but it used to be, just undisclosed location, kind of underground. So it was a lot more like they really expected you to do what they wanted you to do before the match. Like you're a walk-in like this, you're gonna make sure you act a certain type of way. We don't want you, just be all crazy or anything right before your match. You could go out and show out, do your little thing, but it was a lot more like the guys there were just a lot more calm and relaxed. And honestly, I just think those fighters are just, I don't know how to word it, but they're more, in tune with the sport. They're there to compete, and they'll go out and have drinks afterwards. They'll go out and we're all friends there, You ain't gonna see any of this beefing, any drama during the sport. Usually, like you'd be hard pressed to find two guys in Sapphire Championships that really, like, actually hate each other.
So I have another question. So when you get slapped, I saw some reach for the table, okay, and use the table as like a balancing mechanism. Is that legal, or are you not allowed it, or is that like under the table, you could grab it quick for a second to kind of rebalance?
They never said anything about you not being able to do it. So by assumption, I would assume like, you're allowed to, but it was never really brought up. I'm just used to not doing that. We weren't allowed to touch the barrel at all in the old sport. Now they have you press against the table in Powerslap. So it's just minor differences, but if it's allowed, I don't see any problem with it.
So Al, when you get rung like that, what do you do to kind of get yourself back to life when you spin that?
In MMA, it's almost smarter to stay down, and you want the guy to come on top of you and try to fit, and you can grab on, hold on, recoup. It's when you get knocked down and the guy backs off, and then you have to get up, and the ref is saying up, and you can't. Your equilibrium's still off. You're standing up, and that's when you're on your feet with a guy that's just in better. He's in a better spot than you are. You're at a disadvantage. So you want to be down. You want to grab on. You want to shoot into a leg, hold on, and give yourself time to recover. Yeah, it seems like in the slap, you want to get up and you want to hold on to that. You want to hold on to that barrel right in front of you.
Yeah, it's definitely an option. Like, if I ever got wrong, I'd probably do the same thing. But
you don't get wrong. You don't get.
It hasn't happened yet. Like
the bell is unringable on this guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it was just cool. Like, I guess the different techniques, right? But like some people they took the walk, right? They took a walk away from the table. They did like a little 30-second lap, right? To kind of recover. And then some people didn't take the 30. Some of the guys didn't take the 30 seconds. They just turned around. They were like, let's go. Like, I don't need a break. Yeah. And we were like, whoa.
Yeah, there's different strategies for it. Definitely. Like, I know certain guys will like to do some damage, especially back at Sapphire Championships. I reference them a lot. But if you're going 10 rounds or those longer matches, you want to do some damage early on and then take your full recovery time to let them swell up a little bit so they feel it more.
That was a question we had, because the question I asked, I said on the first one, are you putting 110% into that slap, or is it like an 80%? So you could like
My first, yeah. No, my first slap like for Dwayne was just like kind of tested the waters. You know, I had to just I hadn't competed in like 8 months, so just getting back into the sport. You know, I was just like, I don't want to get any penalties at this stage. It's only 3 rounds, so I'm gonna go into it easy, and then second round I'm gonna put like a lot more force. You know, I'm gonna actually try to knock him out. If that doesn't work, third round, I'm just gonna have to go for it.
See, Al, it was different than what we thought. Because we thought it was 100% each one.
Yeah, that's if you if you don't think you could take a hit from the dude. Like, if you know you're not going to take the hit, then you need to put 110% into that first slap.
A little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. You gotta play to your strengths, play against their weaknesses. This is incredible. This is a little you know.
Yeah.
People don't see these kind of things. I'm glad we had the unringable on tonight.
Yes,
incredible
sir.
insight into this slap world.
Yeah, no problem, man. You know, glad to get the invite to get on here.
Best of luck, man.
Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely. We will we'll let you go. The unringable bell, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good one, y'all.
Good talking with you.
Good talking to you too, man. Bye.
Awesome, guys. Alex, thank you for coming on. It's
Al,
been a pleasure.
Hey, before I jump, let me just say I'm a huge fan. Love watching your fights, dude. Stay involved. I'll keep showing love. I'm coming back on here. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you about. All right, so I'll see you on the next one.
Awesome, brother. Take
All
care.
right.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
All right.
Well, why we got a lot of answers there.
We got a lot of answers. We got a lot of insight from the unringable bell. I'm disappointed. I got to be honest with you. With KO Chris, I gotta think I was his number one fan going into the finale. Met him at the hotel. I didn't hear anyone cheering for him.
We might see KO Chris on Rogan, man. Like this.
I didn't hear anyone cheering for him.
Superstar.
I didn't hear anyone cheering for him the way I was.
Well, you're sending me pictures live. It's like, this guy's crazy. You're calling me. We're going to start a podcast. I'm in the airport. I'm like, we are? If I would have known that's what it took, I would have been slapping guys around for a while, you know?
Nah, I'm like a kid that went up to his favorite baseball player, you know?
Yeah.
Asked for an autograph.
Yeah.
And he said, "Get away, kid." Heartbroken. Heartbroken I am right now. KO Chris, how dare you? How dare you agree to come on the Call Me Out show at the top of the hour? Here we are. An hour and a half later. Still no sign, no word. Sent out a bunch of text messages. Where are you? What are you doing? Let's see. Who do we got here? Nothing.
I did have a missed
Nothing
call.
from KO Chris.
Oh, is he sending you a
KO
message?
Chris, nothing.
Oh.
You coming, bro. Yo. StreamYard. I sent the link again. Nothing.
So he might be. You want to try this missed caller? You want me to call it back?
Yeah, call him
I
back.
got one more in me, raging now.
One more.
What do we got?
All right, caller, I'm calling you back. Make this a good one. You're right. Here we go. Oh, now here we go. It says it's calling. Oh, there we go. The suspense is killing me. I love the silence. We're just waiting. We're eagerly waiting here. Oh, Knight. Remember Knight? He says he'll join when he's out of his workshop. Well, you may have to join in. Oh, afternoon workshop. Oh, he's like in Australia.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Right. He joined us.
Should have left him a message.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, guys, this has been fun. We made it back. It took us slap fighting championships to bring the Call Me Al show back. Aaron, it's been fun. Jay Griggs, my man.
What a blast, brother. What a weekend.
What a blast. What a weekend.
Wait. We got to show something. There's one thing we didn't show, and this is the most important thing of the night. The best video you'll ever see. Are you ready?
Let's see it.
What do we got here?
It's the Long Island dwelling, house selling without telling a lie. I'll be sure.
I actually like Al. I think he's a funny guy. Yeah, real estate agent.
At a price you can't beat.
I'm selling houses.
Better call Al.
How many buyers do I want?
Millions.
I'm selling houses.
Better call Al.
How many deals do I want to have done?
Millions. The best.
A real estate agent.
Nobody can mess with Al. Al.
Iaquinta is real gangster.
When it comes to selling your house.
Shut up and take my money.
Nobody can mess with Al. Once again, he's the best.
A real estate agent.
When it comes to selling your house.
Any final words before we let you go?
I don't know. I'm selling houses.
Let's go, Raging Al.
It's been real. He's Aaron. He's Jay Griggs.
Boys, it's been a pleasure, man.
And you can call me out. We're out, folks.
We're out.
Thanks for listening to Call Me Al with Iaquinta. Remember to subscribe to the podcast wherever you like to listen.
I can call you Betty.